Okay, I just want to make sure that I am live everywhere where I need to be live as we get back. Hey guys, international football is upon us. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this of course is a place where we love South African football, we love African football, and now we've shifted a little bit from loving the club football when it comes to Pirates, loving the African football when it comes to the clubs, Kobo Sundowns, and now we're looking at the national team, and that is what we're looking at today. International friendly between Bafana Bafana and Panama. Bafana Bafana, of course, ranked number 60 in the world and number 11 in Africa. Then, of course, Panama, that's ranked number 34 in the world and fourth on CONCACAF Kibo Mexico. Now, in the last 5 games that Panama has played, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Last game out being a loss versus Mexico. Before that, they drew 1-1 with Bolivia after 2 wins versus El Salvador 3-0 and Guatemala 3-2. And then Suriname was their last game, which they played, which was 1-1. Then, of course, Bafana Bafana, on the other hand, Cameroon, they lost to them. Last game out, we saw them. They won versus them. They lost versus Egypt. They beat both Angola and Zambia. Now, just a reminder that this is a friendly that is in the run-up into the World Cup. And just to give you a clue here, Panama is in a group with England, Croatia, and Ghana. That is why they wanted to play us. According to coach, he said that, look, we needed somebody from the African continent who's playing in the World Cup, who may be similar, who might face similar, who might pose us similar questions. So that is why they're doing it. And then, of course, Bafana Bafana are in Group A with Mexico, South Korea, and of course we're waiting to see, but it's most probably going to be Denmark now. Starting lineup, we have Williams in goal, Okon, Ndamane, Mudau, Mudiba, Mokwena, Zwane, Muremi, Apolis, and Foster as the starting lineup for Bafana Bafana. Then, of course, for Panama, it's Mejia in goal, Miller, Krug, Cordoba, Blackman, Barcenas, Martinez, Davis, Yanis, Harvey, and Waterman for this Panama team. Okay, guys, I just want to make sure that okay, let's see. Tins, how are you, Tins? How Durban attendance, Papa Bantu? Hey guys, when the game doesn't have that thing, Shembe, when it doesn't have that thing, nobody wants to go watch it. The shirt, my shirt was 1,005. 1,005, I got it from Total Sport, and then I got one for my kid for 1,002. That is how much it costs. Evening OT also, we got it, guys. I had to go buy because Adidas didn't send me one, so we had to make do because we want to make content. Agent, how are you doing, Agent? You love the lineup. Very interesting lineup. Remember, we're going to be playing this team twice. So I think what's happening right now is that Uprus is just going to let some of the other guys play, and maybe we might see what might look closer to a first team in the second game. So we know Bruce and friendlies, his history with friendlies is that he doesn't really take them that seriously. So we'll see how serious he takes this one. Of course, on the bench, you have Lina Kos, you have Adams, Masego, Mfuke, and Kabini. You have Mboga Zimbata, Hlongwane, SBC Mahopa, and Matuludi on the bench there. So let's see how they play. I'm watching it on SABC Sport, so it will probably be on the SABC Plus app. So if you download the SABC Plus app, you can watch it for free there, or you can also watch it for free. Go sabcsports.com. You'll also be able to watch it there as well. First shot there by Panama. Yeah, SABC 3. Sorry, SABC 3. Marginal diminishing utility with the Durban attendance. Mara agent take Friday. Dikolo dikwetsu. Or a shapaka marginal diminishing utility. Auna fair. Eta, Pastor John. Okay. Let's see how this Bafana plays. 1 minute in. Panama have gotten a chance to look at Williams. Didn't really take the best of shots there. So let's see how they're going to play here. Now, Lyle. Offside. Kwanazi says school is important. And school holidays are important too, agent. Zobu after 15 minutes. We are PO feisty thing. Cohen Tabang says RSA will win or draw. Guys, tell me, what do you think the score is going to be? Please let me know in the comments. Personally, I think it's going to be a 0-0 if I'm being 100% honest. Hopefully it's not, and we see some goals. But I really do think it's going to be a 0-0. It's on SABC 3, guys. SABC 3. OG must be happy. Oh, Big Brother's over. Hey, bongs. I also chinchili profile picture, mara. Win le mutwao. Kupochincha profile picture. Okay. So what to expect from this team? I think we're going to expect exactly what we're seeing here. Bafana Bafana building up through the sides. Mudawu and Mudiba going to be very busy in this game. We know that mokwena and Tole are not necessarily ball-playing midfielders, so that's going to be very interesting. It actually mirrors something. Kendamani. Hey, Damani. There was a run that was happening behind him. And so far, Mokwena has had to go in between Okon and Damani at least once in this game so far. So you can tell that it's a new centre-back pairing. Let's see what they're going to do. But as I was saying, we know that Ustole, no Mokwena don't necessarily play the ball when it comes to the national team. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of an impact Sailor can have and how much Apol is coming back inside to pick up the ball, coming back inside to be the carrier of the ball is going to help, because Team Bruce doesn't have a 10, by the way. Team Bruce doesn't have a 10. But in any case, 1-1 says Bongs, 2-1 next game. Ntizwa says Bafana Bafana double chance and over 1.5 goals. Damani Kaizer Chiefs product, by the way. Kaizer Chiefs products are all over the place, man. Kaizer Chiefs products afana nama products wabo wama chips. All of those guys. Defensive mindset as always. Look, I want to see what type of role Lal Foster plays, because I think Lal Foster for the national team has not been the strongest player for the role that he's being asked to play. Oh, sis! I know it's offside, but sis! Guys, how about tomorrow? How about tomorrow, guys? Why does this Panama? It's like one of those. Hey, agent, what do you say? Hey, agent. Panama reminder, number 34 in the world, number 4 in CONCACAF. For those who are older, you will remember CONCACAF, we once played in the Gold Cup, the CONCACAF Gold Cup. I remember Lungisan Indlela celebrating quite a bit there. So for those who remember the Gold Cup, that is where these guys come from. Ocon got a start for Bafana. Just want to see what the fuss is, Cayenne. I don't think you'll see much here. Like I said, Bruce, often when Bruce has 2 friendlies or he has the international break, he'll play a lot of random players in one of the games, right? And then he'll only play serious players maybe in the second game, right? So if you remember when we played Algeria, we played a very serious team in the first game. Then a couple of days later, we played Andorra, and that's where Ricardo Gos and people like that got a start. Khanye Samayo and those guys. So I guess the nice thing about Bruce is that in these friendlies, you will probably get a chance. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Hlongwane coming in later. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Masego coming in later. Maybe even a Matuludi, just for them to get some game time, because we know that the serious one is the other one. You know how we ask ourselves how some teams are ranked ahead of Banyana Banyan? No, the rankings, but remember, You know, the rankings are very interesting because Bafana Bafana has had a great run of form. But in terms of playing a top 30 team, we haven't done that. So all of our success has been on the continent, has been versus smaller teams. That is what Bruce has been giving to the squad. So in terms of rankings, you're not going to move that much, which is why I actually want to see how important the CAF Nations League is going to be. Tate Motsepe had spoken about introducing a CAF Nations League. And what that does is that it allows you to play more Egypt, more Morocco a little bit more often, and maybe that can influence. But in terms of what we've played, it's not like a Senegal team that went and beat England. Right? That would be a massive thing for the rankings. Even Go Africa, if we're being honest, Go Africa, we're number 11. We're not even top 10 in Africa. Just by the way, for those who don't know. So it's been a very contained, successful run by Hugo Bruce, if we're being honest. Panama is going to play, watch the space, says Taplo. So they're actually decent, according to the rankings. Mudao was late in that high line. Here comes Bafana Bafana. Last time we played Panama, it was a draw. We lost on penalties in the Gold Cup. They're winning the ball in the midfield a lot, hitting us on the fast break. Safa likes playing COSAFA teams and not playing top 50 teams. No, Bruce, even Bruce, Masi, because remember when Bruce said that, you know, what would playing against a very big team do to our confidence? After that 5-0. Remember the 5-0? Post-AFCON elimination, maybe 60-75. Safa needs to look for more Asian CONCACAF teams to play for both national teams. True, we do have South Korea in our group, so maybe you do need a little to play more of those South American teams. That is true. This Panama team is moving the ball like mamelodi Sundowns. They play Shusha and Semi. Semi is all top Chile. Top teams, say me. Stolle is the problem. He's starting again. Guys, is he a problem? Is he a problem? Oh, hey Mudiba. I don't think he's a problem. I think this is how Bruce plays. And I'm one of those people that has gotten over wanting Bafana Bafana to play a certain way. If Bafana Bafana got to a World Cup, got to an AFCON, through an AFCON, got to third, Ngabos Tole. Let Taboyaya play, guys. Let Taboyaya play. What can we say? The only person I always complain about is Mahopa, to be honest with you. That's who I want to see a little bit more. Hey, Panama is moving the ball. When you were playing average, the handbrake is up. I think we're going to warm up a little bit now, but we're a little bit slow in the beginning. Panama look a little bit more sharper, but in terms of finishing, they're not quite there. And in terms of Bafana, we haven't been attacking really, if we're being honest. In CAF, we were number 10. We got out because of the pure showing in the last AFCON. Is Panama playing with 5 defenders? Yeah, well, it looks like it's a 4 with an active wing. It looks like it's a 4 with an active wing. So they're basically sitting 4, and then the wingers are the guys who are tracking, if I'm not mistaken. Zwane is a goat, says Urista. What a touch from Zwane Mshishi. Apolis straight loses the ball. This thing of playing Botswana or Lesotho all the time is a no-no, only for youth teams because of costs. I think, Masi, this goes to a grander, bigger question with Bafana Bafana. What do you want to do in the future? Is it a case of you're dominating Africa and you look for coaches and teams and things like that to dominate Africa and focus on it and maybe try gain something from there? Or do you then look out to the world and start bringing in those bigger teams? It's a very big question, I think, that's going to also play out in which coach we choose to follow, you know. Mudiba falling alone in the box. Taki, Zeden. Panama sitting back. Look, what we've seen is that when Panama gets into the final third, Undamane no Okon are not as awake. And if Panama really wants to take advantage of Bafana, you do what most teams do when you have a left and right back that push up, or left and right backs that are your playmakers, right? Look at how far Apolis. Remember, I was saying that Apolis is going to have to go all the way back to get that ball, all the way back, and help out because the midfield is not going to do it. Panama are actually really good on the ball. They're actually really good on the ball. The way they're looking for that ball over the top, but it's fine. What's the point of Panama sitting back? What are they going to teach us in this game? Well, Bongs, I guess maybe that's the luxury of playing two games, because both teams have said that they chose each other because Bafana Bafana wants a team that's similar to Mexico from the CONCACAF region, and then Panama wants somebody that's similar to Ghana. So I think the first game is going to be a very cagey affair. It's going to be them both not really wanting to outplay each other unless there's a situation where goals are scored. But otherwise, it's going to be feeling each other out. The second game is probably going to be the exciting one. That is the one that's going to be the one where we can now look and say they're running harder, they're doing things. You might see some of the actual setups. But for now, I just feel like we're going to watch a game where they're going to feel each other out unless something drastic happens. Thank you, Naledi. Notice Tole always passes the ball backwards. No, that's the thing, Euphoria. I've explained it before with Bafana Bafana that Mokwena and Sutolo are primarily defensive in their roles. But what they usually do is just play the ball back. So it's a 1-2. You play it to them, they play it back. And then normally, long ball, Mahopa, right? Which doesn't really work with Lau Foster. So what Bafana Bafana is choosing to do is to take those two, still play the back passes, but build on the wing. So build through Mudau, build through Mudipa, and then break the lines that way so that you can then get into those attacking spaces and Bo Apolis can come alive there, right? You'll even watch Apolis, I think he's getting bored and he's dropping all the way back in to try and fetch that ball. So I've said it before, I don't have an expectation of Stole and Mokwena to necessarily play the ball up. My expectations of them is to cover Mudiba, cover Mudau. That's all you need to do. And Yaya, to be fair, in the not this AFCON, the one before, he was really good at that. I want to climb the standings and give our players a chance to play outside the continent. We can't be seeing each other, can't be seeing other countries only in the World Cup. No, 100% Masi, 100%. But by Asaba, and they don't want to pay the premium. I saw people speaking about the $5 million that was expected by, was it Argentina or Brazil? And in my head, I'm going, exactly, yes. Why would a Brazil come and play a 60th ranked team in the run-up to the World Cup if not for money? It only makes sense. You have to know where you are. Or at the very least, you have to know how to bargain. You know, look for the other groups where there's African teams and try to get those guys to play you in friendlies. But that's what you need to do. Angola paid $120 million, I think it was, for them to get Messi. Or 120 million rand or something like that. It was 120. Are the training t-shirts for sale? Yes, there are training t-shirts for sale. Why am I telling you this? Adidas is not paying me. Zwane is playing the number 10 position well and clear. False wing. I've got a video that I've done that I need to release about South African players and what the actual positions that we play. But we'll see. Let's see. Understanding where Apolis has to get the ball from the back. Did you see that Nuno pass? We need to play Uzbekistan and Qatar next, says Masi. Zwane looks like himself. Look at the chances already created, says Melvin. Can we have our Jaden Mbata this year? Limisa Mbata, guys. Limisa Mbata. Ghana is actually ranked lower than us. I believe so. Ghana hasn't had a good few years. According to FIFA right now, if we draw this game, we get 0.99 points. Brazil played France CAF first team. Rona, we busy Kabu Panama. We're not serious. Are you going to pay to get France's first team? What I love about Senegal, they use their previous success to get friendlies versus England. You know, you make it easy for them. Guys, we'll come play you there. We are the African champions, or we were champions last time out before the ones currently. We've got Sadio Mane, we've got all these guys. Playing us is not going to be, a charity case. Or you convince them that, look, guys, if you guys need a run around in England because international week, you don't want the players to be too far away. You have to negotiate these things. And I don't think it's not a case that we can't. It's just that, hey, Basab. The boys look good. Let's start 30 to 50. We don't need to play top 20. I think you need, oh, here comes a chance. Oh, a police. Finish that ball, boy. Wait, only 2 games to play before the World Cup. There'll probably be more friendlies in the run-up, though. This jersey, bro. Yes, I bought the one with my manager's money on Monday. Tloghi! Why? Panama is absorbing Bazovuga second half. It's in the best interest of the nation, bro. We're gonna lose. Oh, Sponello. Motsepe must pay. Every day, Motsepe Foundation has to come in for you guys. Anyway, 19 minutes in. Look, Bafana Bafana has the opportunity to break down this team. You saw with when Umudiba fell down. You saw with Apolis. They're struggling with following the extra man. Because that back 3, come back 4, really is struggling with following Muremi, Apolis, Foster, and Zwane. But we're not doing it enough. Panama, on their side, have been looking to get a ball played over the top in behind. Oh, Nali Cole. Oh, Foster, cease, man. Mistake there by Panama. Back pass. Because why does Foster get these chances? Foster always gets these chances. Marawa.
Ah, guys, I'm disappointed. And the battle whole.
Ha. Guys, I'll never tomorrow, man. Marazwane, these over balls. How Foster finished. Foster doing the poor things he does apparently. Foster and Matthews, same WhatsApp group, says Tyler. Reyners, that's all I have to say, says Melvin. Foster does not make sure. I don't. Can I be honest? I think this is a transitioning Bafana. And I think they're transitioning at a very interesting time into the World Cup. If this was the Bafana of maybe 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, actually, you'd probably have a lot more. Trust in this team. But I think he's stuck in a place where he still has to blood in a lot of players. He still has to figure out a lot of new combinations right before the World Cup, because unfortunately, Bogekana, Bomvala, and those type of players, for example, fell off at the wrong time. So I think Hugo Bruce has he's in a tough situation, because he's got all of these star players, Bombogazi, Borile, Bo Okon, Bondamane. He's got Bomasego waiting in the wings for him. He's got Abu Mbata, Bombogazi, Tonga. So I think he's stuck in between putting the handbrake up and going back to the old guys, Bozwane, bringing in Bosbisi, or creating a young team and saying, look guys, let's use the World Cup to learn, and after we've learned from that World Cup, use that experience and maybe 3-4 years of a relay, 3-4 years of some of the youngsters might be beneficial to Bafana. But he's stuck in between, so I don't have as much confidence in this team. But you never know. He's shown us before. Can I play the song here? Can I play the song for this one? So, for me, that is what kills South Africa and South African players. That is what kills South Africa and South African players. One mistake, one chance, gyakora, gyahanjwa. You've had possession, you've had play. They come in and they go, you know what guys, what any mistake? Sailor, make a mistake. Make a mistake and see what we do. That's the difference. For me, that's what separates South African teams. That's what stops South African teams and South African players from being the top. And I told you about the movement between Ocon and Damane. What's really happening there is that Yaya and Mokwena are having to slot in because Mudiba and Mudau push up so much, or they trust themselves so much. Hey, agent, can we revisit the conversation about Sailor? Sailor has been average for the past year. People, they're not ready for that conversation. Empty. That's how we'll be beaten, even go World Cup. No, but this is what happens. Do you think Hugo's auditioning Zwane for the World Cup? I don't think so. Like I said, I think this is the friendly game that he doesn't rate as seriously. I still believe Zwane is in just to make us happy, not necessarily that Zwane is going to be the guy. So I just men and watching the ball. Marauti, what did I tell you about the back passes? Yaya and Mokwena are not a good combination. Euphoria, I hear you. But would the back passes matter if Mbogazi was there? If, when they still had Grant and Vala, if Ngezana, to be fair, was there. Oh, Penene. Is it a Penene? No, it's not a Penene. It's not a Penene. Simulation. Oh, hey! Ref is not taking anything. Ref is not taking any cock here, man. Okay, so would the back passes matter if you have a more experienced back four or back centre back pairing? Is the question. Goalkeeper doesn't like to clear Mudau. It's not Yaya's fault. Now Panama is awake. They didn't have to wait. Niti, we don't really have top players in the world. No, but Shoki, again, this is why people, when I speak about some of these things, people don't hear what I'm saying. I don't think the gap between our great good players and the great players is that big. I don't think so. But the problem is that we've prioritized natural ability and we haven't taught some of the basics, composure, looking up, doing this, positioning at a very high level. And I keep asking the question that why don't we get this from our clubs? Because all our clubs go through this. Sundowns has gone through this. Bafana Pirates has gone through this. All all of our top clubs have gone through spaces where they've made a mistake or two. Those mistakes were punished. The teams go home. And now your composure, your ability to stay in games, all of that stuff. I mean, we watch a league where most of the PSL teams can't stay focused for more than 65 minutes. That is the difference, guys. But anyway, there are two confidence. Makabangi PSL and Naledi says we're going for pit stop go World Cup. Nompumelelo, this thing of failing to capitalize on our clear-cut chances is annoying, says Nompumelelo. Yo ke fetsa tsena says Peto. Nompumelelo. No, look at the chances created. No, guys, look at and we hold on to that. In the rest of the world, you have to score, Papa. You have to score. You can't finish a game with chances created, box entries. You have to score. That's the bar that they measure. Our top players barely have 5, 6, 7 goals. What you not Yonik Pela? Ngale, to be number 34 like this. Salem made a bad pass, but they could have done better. We are overpassing at the back. We need to pass each other with the intention of going forward. But Khalifa, this goes back to the thing I was saying about how Hugo used to play. I think the person I'm questioning is Lyle Foster. Because what they used to do was to go midfield, back, long. Win the first ball. Now you are in those positions. I think it was Pesitao and Zwane can maneuver and win those balls, the second balls. Now, when you're building up wide and you're playing versus a structured team that's sitting back that has a little bit of discipline, how are you going to get that ball to Zwane efficiently enough? So Bafana Bafana has never been a build-up team. Similar to Pirates has never been a build-up team, right? Those long balls, that we don't like, are very important in that play. So Magangeko loyo muntu, is Lyle playing a traditional striker versus a team that's sitting back? Do we have wingers that can deliver a ball? I mean, Moremi hasn't really been in this game so far. You get me? These are the little linkage questions. And especially with the defense. I'm asking about Mbogazi because Mbogazi can play that ball. That's what he used to do. So is this experiment Cup Roos maybe what's harming the team? But anyway, they wasted 3 good opportunities, says Doski. We're going for the cash. FIFA's dishing out. This is going to be the shortest World Cup for Bafana. Guys, relaxani, guys. Guys, relaxani, guys. Why?
Bathi nukusheka ngesulu nje.
Oh, khakhazela.
What khakhazela? Why you khakhazeling, my brother? Relax, go.
La khakhazela.
La penis kalena. Uwale na ba penika. Do peniki shatot.
Mina, when I tell you how important Makhupa is to the play of our team, Evlala, evidence Makhupa, how important he is to, can be to Pirates, can be to all of that, just because of the movement that he can facilitate around him. Ow. Police has been looking for that 1-2. Unale 1-2 ratang le Makhupa. He's been looking for that 1-2 all game long. No one's there to give it to him. The guys that love running in behind, Avo Muremi. Muremi is a winger now. We saw KFCon that we're winging Gunzima sometimes. I'm telling you guys, some of these players that we misprofile. You want a scoring striker, but you don't have passing, attacking players. And the non-scoring striker helps the non-passing attackers to get space to go score. You look at where they're having to come back to pick up that ball. But anyway, Cameroon rule of the game. I thought Williams was better than Chain. Ah, guys. Hey, Bruce and his fighting. Is Relay? Yeah, Relay is on the bench. You know, I laughed to myself when Bruce was talking about Relay 10 and all of that stuff, knowing damn well that he doesn't really play with a 10. Damn well. He was just speaking to us to make us happy. Look, we're playing long balls into the box to our police. Long balls into the box to our police. How many times have we tried to play a ball in behind the defense up high? You're making it a 50-50. How is he going to fight that ball? 32 minutes in, Panama leading Bafana Bafana 1-0. I hope they're good. But at the World Cup, these offsides will be goals. Logunjan, I've been noting that, remember I've been saying from the beginning that they're looking for this ball over the top. Now, but they're probably practicing their defense splitting passes. You guys still believe Williams is better than Chain? I think they're similar. I'm a person who spoke about, I asked questions about Williams when we were doing goalkeeper of the year, and I was told about leadership and playing out from the back. It's all well and good when you have people around you that can do that. But in terms of keeping, there we go, Muremi. Oh! Muremi just wide. So play Makhupa, that means we don't play with a 10. But that's what you normally did, Butlali. That's what you normally did. That AFCON when we finished third, who was 10? We were basically at a front three. We were basically at a front three of Zwani Makhupa and Percy. How you get passing players in a country that loves low blocks? Can't believe you'll undermine Panama only to lose like this to them, says Mahlodi. Kimang yol, Mahlodi. Kimang yol, uskan Kenya. Maragna bantu ba, they just clinical, which is the story of international football, or football at the highest level. But I was 6-0 ought to be proving themselves. These guys don't see that Apolis is short. I don't understand. And they've been doing this I don't know how many times. It's one thing to have Apolis chase a second ball inside the box. So, long ball, striker flicks it on. He chases the ball. But to play the ball directly to him. Yo. Keeper or dramatic. SABC 3 or the SABC Plus app, guys. Hope Bruce drops Muremi. He's not Bafana material. But Bongs, this is what I've said about Bruce. Bruce, to compensate for having the mobile players, Zwane, Apolis, he tends to like playing a direct winger. Right? That's why Mokwena were playing there. That's why Kota were playing there. He wants a more direct player. Muremi appears to be a direct player. Stop playing high balls to our police. What do you mean, guys? Muremi appears to be a direct player. But Yonkotas, those guys, they don't dribble as much. Bakena straight. So he likes to have one of the wings be a direct player. I wouldn't be surprised to see Masego come in before Mfukeng touches the pitch. But anyway. This is how Mexico plays their clinical. Sure, Uti, I'm very disappointed with this Bafana. We're not clinical at all. Remember AFCON. Guys, ba clinical ning. Kilela ba clinical ning. But Lecoq never played this bad. Foster, Oya Foster. This is like Egypt, don't you? We are a better team, but we still lose. No, you're not the better team. You just look flashier. One day, I've been trying to have this conversation, but Ningtuga. Flashier doesn't mean better. More passes doesn't inherently mean better. More box entries doesn't mean better. Sometimes these teams are just sitting back to absorb, and they know that in a very high stakes game, you just need this one goal. You shy one goal and you go home. Kumbuli Sundowns, Shusha came home. They won people's hearts. People were winning games. They won people's hearts. Oh, look at how great they played. Sinjalo Tin, we love that. Okay, sorry, Naledi, sorry. Marawa batala lavantu Naledi batala. You are playing high balls to Apolis into a sitting defense. What are you thinking? And now they've done that 2 or 3 times, which tells me that was one of the tactics. It doesn't make sense. Tlogelang bo gift links, guys. Tlogelang bo gift links, guys. Do they really believe Apolis will win those balls in the air? It's not Tando. I'm shocked. Our keeper. You pulled the muscle, boy. Oh, Mejia Wabatu. Foster made this team because he's in England. The highest performing Bafana team, even at AFCON, had evidence Mahopa. No, I'm not saying anything about Lyle.
Evidence Mahopa nyaka chelete. O ka se tlemole ke tse matsoro nyaka chelete. Le veta winner ba win le mona. Ka bersa World Cup ka betso wena le hlo ya gago.
But I saw Mkapa, Mara X-Men. As long as Williams is goalkeeper, the position will always be pending. Mexico is going to have us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why is Ghana? No, Matthews. Matthews didn't Williams. Why is Ghana? No, Ghana is actually there because Ghana have Panama in their group in the World Cup. So this is actually a very good scouting mission. Imagine Butuma over Reyners. They're very good on the ball. I wish our players can be strong on the ball. Foster must be where Apolis is. We also don't do high-scoring matches. When last has Bafana scored more than 3 goals in a game? It was already played Zim. But it was 3. It was only 3. They think Apolis is a Messi. Mara Messi, they don't give him high balls, guys. Messi. Mosquera coming in. Hey, Mosquera looks worried. Maybe worried he's going to rub off on his team. Who's the technical advisor of Bafana? We can't keep repeating the same mistakes. We start winning and players stop performing mid-game, says Masi. We need Manasesi here. But yeah, I lost 1 in 9. Panama's not even fit. Most of the players are bench players. Oh, Nkosiami. Nah, it looks like the keeper's actually injured. Hey, Malume Kutso, thank you. No one else noticed Malume Kutso. No one else. OT, do you see Zwane going to the World Cup? He has to. It's that thing I was speaking about earlier, that Bafana is in a very weird transition, where I think if it wasn't for the World Cup, if it wasn't for the World Cup, they probably would have dropped everyone. Is that Kaizer Jr.? Hi Kaizer. What are you doing in Durban, Chief? You should be solving your problems. Anyway, in a perfect world, this would have been the perfect moment for you to blood in all the young players, right? If it wasn't for the World Cup, maybe we'd start seeing the young players, Bombogazi, Bob, Rile, and those guys overtaking the guys. But I think right now, again, he's just in a tough spot where he has to try and make do with what is going on. He has to try and sort of ganyan fit people in. So I don't think Zwane will be a starter in the World Cup, but you have to take your experienced players. One thing about this team is they're good at time wasting. They don't want to play football. I think we are much better. We're just not lethal when we need to be. Oh, Marandile, if I had a rand for every time I heard that, we'd probably bring Brazil for a friendly. Masongani greater than so. Oh wow, Lino. Yo. The Sundowns system is only good for the PSL. Here it doesn't work. Where do most of these players play outside of the country? I'm not sure. Panama showing us that they are ranked twice as high as Bafana. Malume Kutso. Guys, we're going to head to halftime. Remember how halftime works. I'm going to ask 5 people to jump in. And if you're listening on YouTube and you're wondering how do you add your voice to the show, you have to join me live now on TikTok. Bottom of your screen, there's a...
Guys, lang disappoint and elevator hole.
Is there anyone to finish me completely? I'm tired of this constant heartbreak.
Yo!
Angisebenzisa igama elithi tendency bengizothi umkhuba manje honorable chief wepozolimala alithathe kabi.
Foster missing there. Guys, can I also tap the screen? Second half. So halftime, I'm going to let 5 people in. You guys are going to be my analysts for what we saw in the first half. Then in the second half, if we can reach 25,000 likes here on TikTok, I will open it up and you'll be able to jump in and tell me what you are thinking about whatever it is. I'll give you a minute or two. So please tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen. I say believe. 43 minutes into this game. Did you see the first time SAFA has called the training camps for under 17 and under 20? They need to transition the team. No, exactly, Masi. Those guys, I think at some point we're going to have to create a pool of players that might not be the finished product now, but you put them together for the next 3, 4, 5 years. And you say, okay, this is in general the team that we're going to select. And you force through some of the growing pains, until Abombogazi have played 30 games or whatever, until Aborrile have played. So in a perfect world, yes, but I don't think Uprus can do that going to the World Cup, number one, and also he can't do that knowing that his contract is ending July. I think it is July. Olympic qualification is around the corner. They don't care, Masi. Look, they're going to play that. If they play that ball to Apolis one more time, I was going to lose it. Like you see Lyle drifting in so that Apolis can make that run. But nobody's following him. Hi, shootani guys. Muremi shoota boy. Shoot it. That's what it is now. Foster, why not Ikram? Guys, look at that chance. Can't wait for Foster to... Lino, I'm not saying anything about Foster. All I'm saying is that I don't understand why Bruce uses him the way he does. But, he's probably going to score. There's another thing. There's another pandemic with South Africans. If a team scores, you forget about everything they've done up to that point. And you don't ask questions. Foster can probably score a very messy goal. And then we'll say, he's proving us wrong. But in actual fact, the team has not been actually even using him. Even using him properly. Panama. Here's the counter. We need to be honest, this thing of rating players because they play overseas, I don't believe in bad players. I don't believe in bad players. I believe in bad setups. I don't think Foster plays this setup, honestly speaking. I don't necessarily think it's because he's a bad player. And you'll miss chances. I mean, missing chances is part of the game, guys, if we're being honest. But the problem with SA is that you're only going to get one chance, that one little chance. But Nigeria is going to cook us. They're cooking from home. They're not cooking from the World Cup. First the guy, our police is struggling. He's Machozi. Yo. Anyway, 4 minutes added on. We are about, what, a minute and a half away from halftime. Foster can't play this football. Foster wabatu. Lamo Foster limuki. Guys, have some faith. Leona Mexico that you guys are talking about. If you can just be the goal, there we go. Ma. Shout out to Namlelo, TSZ and Tyler for the gifts. Wendy, the citizen, guys, thank you so much for the gifts. Wow. Yo. Far post. Pachampa babotwa. Okay, this should be the last kick here. Let me just bring in my halftime people. Guys, remember, if you tap the screen, I'm looking for 25,000 likes. Then in the second half, you'll be able to do what the people you're going to hear now are able to do. And that is join me and speak to me live here. Oh, yeah, Mutag. You know how sensitive TikTok is with me. Imagine you're gonna get me into trouble here. Okay, long ball. We're just waiting for halftime, guys. I'm gonna join you now. Just wanted to make sure you guys are in before I start my problems. Guys. Evidence. Anyway, let me go to Nsizwa. Nsizwa, welcome. Tell me about this first half. How do you feel about this game?
Uti le ratu tisa tlho. Yo, tlho yona like tisa.
God.
Yo, le ratu tisa. Like, guys, if Panama can beat us 3, Bakar better 3-0, you still gonna say, no, repeat it, we are better than them. I called Ahly. It gets, no, genuinely gets to the point.
But we missed chances though.
Yeah, but okay, missing chances is also part of the game, and it also contributes to that better argument. I mean, if another team is more clinical than you, really what we're watching here is two teams that you know are with two different play styles, and Panama is executing their plays. They didn't come here to play us off the park, you know. They didn't come here. Their game plan was not to keep the ball. So we can't just say we are better because we have more touches on the ball. No. Argument there. No. This argument is really, you know, it's getting to my head because, you know, as you said, looking flashier doesn't mean you're better. But I wanna speak on how the game started, you know. I feel like in the midfield third, Panama really, you know, compressed the midfield third, and you know, earlier on we couldn't really get past our midfield third, and I feel like whenever we got there, you know, they just close the spaces really well, close them fast.
Yeah.
And they just caught us on the fast break. You know, there's a ball that they're looking for, a ball over the top or in behind, because if you can see, both our fullbacks are pushing high up the pitch. You know, both our Umudiba and Umudao, they either high up the pitch in the half spaces or in the wide spaces. So that leaves, you know, plenty of space on the wings when the ball is won in the midfield third for their wingers to run through. You know, we've seen a couple situations where our defense was left in a 2v3 or a 2v4, you know, and were overwhelmed in that department. So I feel like we should come up with a strategy, you know, to either get past that midfield third faster and more efficiently, or, you know, be more defensively compact, because we've been caught on the fast break too many times. And I feel like if it's a better team that knows how to play the ball better, you know, this could have been 3, honestly. You know, it could have been 3 because there's chances, or not chances, but there's been opportunities that I feel like if Panama had better ball players, you know, they could have, you know, really done something with the ball.
I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Bongs. Bongs, what did you see from this first half?
Yes, OT, get on Mamela and Zezwa right now about the middle field. We have to pass through that middle field. But before we pass through that middle field, how first we try to win balls in that middle field? We try to dominate the middle field. Because this thing you're gonna first of all the wing back it's left and right. Left back and right back. It's not working. And it's going to hurt us when you get to the World Cup. Because now, the left and right back, I always complain no. They don't get the ball in the box. Basta visa a lot of strikers in the box. How did he get to England the way our Palankati? For him to miss a chance after Apolisa Mufa a pass like that. It worries me and like Retan Ka Foster Marentlek. Foster anything.
I wanna ask you firstly before we go to Foster. I wanna speak about the first part, the thing you spoke about. Do you think that we're over relying and over trusting Mudau and Mudiba as senior players, and now we want them to be the guys that play the ball, even if maybe we haven't done that previously?
Yeah, we are giving them a lot of pressure for them to become the leaders there, instead of trying to see who the middle filter ka. A lot of fans Yaya is offering nothing in that middle field. We need to find someone who's a ball player, who can play less one, so that we can create chances. This is why we shorted this number 10 role. We tried Mbule in the last AFCON. In this 10 role, and it seems like Mufukeng in this 10 role why excel try international squad. If Mufukeng in this 10 role, what I no Harena a 10 role when it comes to Bafana Bafana.
Okay,
yes.
Bongs, I'm gonna come back for changes and predictions. Let me go to Tyler. Tyler, what did you see in the first half? Welcome.
Hey, OT, how's it, OT?
I'm good, Mara.
You know what is happening here? It reminds me of what you always say about the PSL players and the PSL games. It's exactly what is happening, you know, and it's so unfortunate that we are at this level and players are unable to finish. And we're playing the ball in front of the defense, you know, we go sideways. And then whenever we feel now we're not making efficient, we go back, you know. And Umadala relying on Modiba and Mudau, Mudau to push up in the World Cup. You are playing against Japan. Hey. Is it Japan or South Korea?
South Korea, Maranao.
South Korea. Hey, I always mess it up, OT. Imagine, OT, those wing play, those running, they run those guys. And they exploit spaces. Modiba is pushed up, Modawa is pushed up. You only have the two defense and Yaya, who can't even run. Just imagine that. Imagine when OT, that is the game plan, and you are playing against the Korean guys who are runners, exploiting spaces. You have Yaya in the middle to sort of guard those channels. You are doomed against that match. And
But
these
then-
guys apparently.
But then, Tyler, can
Yeah.
I ask you, if we were more clinical, you know, they got one chance, they scored it, we got Boma 3, and we clear cut, we couldn't put it away. How much does that play into this? That maybe it's a different ball game if you just score your chances.
Definitely, Ochi. That's what happened even in Kwilenduga in the AFCON. They were not effective in front of goals. You've got a problem in South Africa. In front of goals, we are not effective. It's a huge problem. And I think Madala, if he's not sorting it out now, are collaborators, snipers, people who, when they see goals, they want to score. It's going to be a problem, man. A huge problem. You need a Reyners there. You can't call Mbutuma there. Come on, guys. You need a Reyners, a pouch of goals. Whenever he sees a pole, he wants to score. You know? And I've played against colored guys. I played with colored guys. I know how they are when it comes to goals. They love scoring. And Reyners reminds me of those guys.
Yeah,
No,
that
OT,
line.
this game plan.
Qadile ka di-Asian, qadile ka di-Asian, soyela ko likhale. I'm coming back, Tyler. Let me bring in Panama Kutso. Panama Kutso, welcome. How are you? And what are you seeing from this game? Ah, man, spugeli game, man.
What you please colored? Anyway,
What about
you
line?
please colored.
What about line?
No lie, colored. My daughter. No, a police colored. This prejudice is.
Le kadile hape.
Like anyway, OT, a good game. You know, I'm watching Panama, man.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the ease on these players' faces. It's giving a bigger and better Al Ahly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even the dark arts, they even do it with a smile, where they slow down the tempo, how they intimidate players with their height. They're even bigger, Mr. Oti, which is why he's trying to find a range, you know. So I look at it and think, hi man, let's evaluate. That's why I say number 30. It's in a just outside 50. Let's go on, Mr. Oti. And I could tell body language. At some point, they were like, if Neliti never, they would have said, abayo man. There's that thing, there's that aura that they're moving with. But I understand them, Mr. Oti. But bona na was singawahlaba, Mr. Oti. But khona into uchuna kanya thanda ukuyisho, you know, and I didn't like it, but with time you start seeing it. There are certain players he doesn't give full compliments to. I'm a compliment a short. I have a caution at proper development. He always speaks of proper development. And you can see which Motaung. No. Why as a fullback do you consistently pass inside, square pass? And our shy square pass to to a point where you're confusing everyone. I am not saying he caused the state that we are in. But at some point, I wanted to ask, does Motaung know Uti? He's not at the bar line. Like, there's actual ground. There's an actual football field on his right. Like, if you looked up, you would see it. Because he kept, even free kicks, he keeps passing inside. So I don't know, Uti, is it because of his comfort with Tebogo Mokwena and Timbers one that he decided to pass a bona, or is it then about khanye that says proper development? Which if not properly developed, because I'm looking at Ocon can pass with both left and right, and Ocon can pass with a player pressing and a passer with Ipola moving away from the player. His opposing number we are more now figure late with Chiefs if you get the age of 17, because some of my passes are risky. I saw the play like another. Why ungavuli body? Yes, you are a left centre back, but if you want to pass your right centre back, how about you use your right foot rather than your left foot try pulling it away? No, like we understand that, Mr. Utsi. So there are little details that I'm seeing, and of course the finishing is so Pirates today. We go through this every day.
Marakere, when we speak about it, we get told
it's no coach who had to color everything a little. Yeah. With my coach. Bury the chances. Yeah. Bury the chances. Because you never know what you're playing against. Next thing, Velo Muntu, Ofana no Ribeiro Costa. Segaya score. And it's giving flashbacks. I'm sure about flashbacks. I want to have a stand. But Costa no. Like Mr. Uti. But let me pass them by.
No, I didn't want to say too much because I know Agent has been saying something for maybe a couple of months up to this point about a certain someone. But
I'm not even going to touch there tonight. I'm not, Mr. Uti. I'm not going there. I'm not even touching. You know, this thing of having full vision. You know, you see things in advance. By the time you switch on it, you're no longer there. Mr. Uti, how do I start? Let's look at the quality of chances. You know, that's why I dislike big chances. I like expected goals. Let's look at the first one where Foster dribbles the keeper. Do we really expect him to score from that angle? Is it a bad miss?
Yes.
I don't think it's a... No, at that angle, Mr. Uti, no. It's not a bad miss. No, not on that angle. I refuse.
At least hit the post.
Where did it pass? No, Mr. Uti.
It went
that
out.
Angle, it's not.
It almost went out for a throw-in. Anyway.
And then it's like the second one with Apolis also. Sure, it's a good chance, but by the time he's shooting, the keeper's already here, so he's made himself bigger. It's a good chance, but it was a good action from the keeper. It's the same as the second one from Lion. By the time he's shooting, the keeper's already in front of him. So I'm looking at the chances that we have scored, and I'm on some, okay, is this not the Kaizer kind of chances that you talk about? Where you give us stats and the like, but realistically, what could have, like, you know, the only thing that Lyle could have done in the first one was to chip it over first time. See, if he did that, chip it first time, then is a goal. But the moment he took it out wide, the angle was closed. But there's that. And then I look at the defensive structure. You know, bad habits are difficult to get rid of. We are playing a offside trap with an Ocon who doesn't play an offside trap, and he gets lost. And even Sundowns players, Motaung, I don't know, for some weird reason, is always the last one in that offside trap also. I don't know, you know. So maybe that's bad habits. Maybe that's why, if you have to play such kind of a defense with three of them are from the same team, maybe you might as well add the fourth one, you know, or add someone who can think at that level, aka Mbokazi, because I think it makes Ocon look somehow, which is not, you know, because I feel like he's having a better game than Damani overall, you know. So there's that. And then it's giving Dortmund vibes, you know, against Sundowns.
But I'm not going to say it.
But for me, we're speaking as if we had a terrible half. We had a very good half, you know. And sometimes it's a case of expectations. And I say it over and over again. Before the game, I said, are we expecting to beat Panama? Are we saying that they're ranked 30 because they can be ranked 30 and we can be ranked 60? You know, they're two times better than us according to the standing. So, should we win, it is good. We're like, okay, we
it's
are
an
good,
upset.
but should we lose? It's an upset. But unfortunately, we live in a world where we think we are the best. That's why we got shocked when we got beaten by Kim. We were like, Kim can't beat us. I'm like, but who are you? So I think sometimes that's what is killing us, you know. But yeah, but as the last point, mind you, I think Panama had 5 guys that are regulars on the bench. I think one of them just came in. And with the Kuso, yes, just number 11. We wanted to sign him. We just couldn't sign you guys. We just couldn't sign him. But you wanted to sign him. He was on our target. You can see by the hairstyle. You can go ahead.
No, guys, the second half has started. I just wanted to say the basics that Malume Kuso was speaking about. Apple is free traps into a player. But anyway, guys, I'm just going to ask you, this is what changes prediction?
First change, I feel like it's not even a change, personal changes. Just be more clinical, you know, be more ruthless in front of goal. And then second change is just deciding what you want to do with that space around the 10, that 10 space. Whether you want to play with the 10, if you want to play with the 10, I think, you know, relay is probably your best candidate. And if you want to play with, you know, one inside forwards, then put a Makhopa there. Predictions: Bafana Bafana over 1.
Hey, Apolis, there we go. Go.
Prediction. Bafana Bafana over 1.5 and both teams to score.
Now it's nice to say both teams to score now, but it's okay. Let me go to Tyler. Bongs changes prediction.
We need a 10, so I'll have to get more Mufukeng in for Yaya.
Prediction?
Yeah, and now the score will still be 1-1. Thanks to the darling of South African football, also in Apolis.
Okay. Tyler, changes prediction.
Aye, man, Bongs, man. Mufukeng for Yaya. And then who do you have in the middle? I saw you have one midfielder. Aye, man, Bongs, man. Come on. You'll have Sowane for Apolis. Yes, he scored. He's fine. Take him out. Thank you, Apolis. Where is Kimang just striker separate? Butuma. Put Butuma there.
Oh, it's not there. Hey, Nani.
Put Butuma there. Want to see the talent? Yeah, but put Kuso. Put Butuma there. No, I think Kawane, Jaden Adams, Makhopa. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, Malume Kuso.
Aye, but they will score. They can even score 6. But they will miss, my brother. They will miss. When they score 6 goals, you must know they missed 21. I mean, Mr. Uti, put Sexelu agent to pen. Can I just say, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. It just matters how people feel about you.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this performance that Mshishi has put in and what Sipho Mbude was giving us during the AFCON? But I've heard nothing. I thought Mshishi, this train was magical throughout the game. Bam, 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 bam. Can't deny moments. You know, he's human. Our line. I thought I would say one way. Cantino, he's also human. So, because we're gonna play Panama again, I'd sub Umshishi for Uril. But my subs would not be meant to win the game per se, but it would be meant to see relationships between players. You know?
Okay.
I mean, if there's one change I want to make to the whole team that would change the complexion of the team, is TLB for Kanakimang Lautile for Yaya. Especially since we're going to be a small team there. So I would love to see TLB adding some muscle up to help Debza, you know. I feel like Yaya doesn't use his size. He doesn't kick people enough. He's not rough enough. So, for a big boy like him, I think he's easily pushed over. So I would like to see TLP in Debza now. We are a small team. We must go there like Free State Stars and understand what we are fighters. We are not going there to do fancy things there. Thank you, Mr. Oti.
Paulos Basse. Hey, let me go to Agent. Agent, change his prediction.
Mr. Oti, let me do this in 30 seconds so that I can stir the pot a bit. I think for me, it's a simple one. I think Zwane is having a goodish game. I think, you know, he's doing what Zwane expects from Zwane, you know. So I don't have a problem with him. But we know he can't play 90 minutes, so take him out for Mufokeng and then play Jaden and Mokwena. We've seen it working. They're able to interchange each other there, you know. So I think we are fine. You know, Mr. Oti, it's difficult.
You can? Yeah.
No, before I go there, Mr. Oti, you know, it's so difficult. You remember last game against Sundowns? I said it's so difficult to say Sundowns, the game plan was good when it's 2-0 down.
Yeah.
It was also difficult for me to come here and say we're playing well when everybody's bashing the team. Because I'm like, guys, we are playing well. We're getting chances, yes, we're not scoring, but you know, we are a nation that judges output more than process.
Yo, are we?
That's difficult. Yeah, we are. You know, Mr. Oti, let me tell you something. If we win 3-1 or 2-1 as I anticipate, tell them in your analysis that we played bad. They will eat you alive. They will eat you alive, you know. Or let Panama win 2-1 and tell them we played well. They'll tell you don't know football. But anyways, Mr. Oti, I want to go to the question. If I stay the pot,
very quickly.
I understand the point.
Two levels matter. In a sense of which, when we see a combination of Mfukeng upon this work at PSL level, or when we see a combination of Jaden Adams no Mokwena work at PSL level, do we automatically expect that combination to work at a much higher level?
Yes, CAF Champions League is a much better level.
But it's not working.
I'm joking.
You had to rotate Adams and
I'm joking.
Mokwena. It's not working.
I'm joking, but yeah, I think it can work at this level because I think both of them are disciplined to be 6 and 8, and they can interchange. I think it can work. But here's my question.
Let's hear it.
Foster is a better player than Lodge in any metric you can think of: goal scoring, chances converted, shooting, passing, dribbling, anything metric that you can think of. Lyle Foster is better than Lodge. Full stop, not question mark. Full stop. Thank you.
Hey, you said I was gonna stay the pod, guys.
Which metric Lodge is better?
Just check Jabulo OT in the comment section, please.
But yes, Mr. OT, numbers lie, women lie, but numbers are so men lie. Women lie, numbers can never lie. Go and do your homework. Foster is a better player than Lodge. Even goal scoring ratio wise, anywhere you can think of, any metric you can think of in this world. Thank you, Mr. Oti.
Okay.
According to the numbers, according to the haters, you might think, but the numbers are saying, and numbers are saying Foster is a better player than Lodge. Thank you.
Their thoughts and views, please take them to where they belong. Guys, I'm looking for 25,000 likes. I'm going to give Tyler and Bongs just a chance to also just come in. I gave Malumiku's an agent a bit more. Tyler, 55 minutes is 1-1. Do you change anything that you've said?
I think in the 65 minutes when OT you can change it because these guys are coming strong now. that defense is going to be tested. And you already seen Undamane falling there into pieces. You can see the PSL mentality is still there. So I won't trust Undamane. Maybe you can trust CBC. Put CBC there, man. I want Pirates players to come in because so they don't want to believe that Pirates is a weak team. It is a weak team. It only performs in front of its fans. They're weak team.
And we doubled down even.
We went home early the AFCON because of Pirate players. Half-baked players who only perform in front of fans. Wow. So, OT.
Okay, Boggs. Do you want to say anything?
OG, since Foster asa bapale hantle asa refe anything between Reina Selim le Mokgopa, ke mang another striker e re na le yona e tla re thusang to replace Foster, because Foster is not giving us anything. O hlolo ko score even a simple offside ya offside.
You know, I think it depends on what you want to do, because Hugo Bruce has always liked his striker to be a big guy. He's always liked it to be Foster. He's always liked it to be Mokgopa. He doesn't like the players enyane. So I think he would probably go with Mokgopa first before anybody else. Mara on Foster, I want to stand up for Foster hanyane. Foster Wabatu, guys, if you look at the runs that he's making some really interesting runs. And he's not been given the ball. So I think there's a way to play for Foster that would work. But we're asking him to play like a PSL striker instead of playing like an international striker, if that makes sense, Bongs.
Okay, sharp. Hagamwapale like an international striker. He's an international player, go Burnley. What does he do, go Burnley? Because Obapala like a PSL player in a Premier League league.
Okay, Bongs, for
and
time.
Number 2, OT.
Yeah, okay.
OT. Why don't we transition our police from a left winger to a center forward maybe? Because there's something there. Maybe we change a position now. As a striker now. Won't that work?
Can I be honest? I like Apolis as a 10-ish 8 more than I like Mfukeng as a 10.
Yeah, something could work there. You've got something there. You've got a point there. It could work.
Okay. Bongs, for time I'm going to jump in. Before I let you know, Rista, I just want to say, we're 59 minutes in. It is 1-1. Again, my thing is that I feel as though sometimes we speak about matches as though the best teams in the world play at 100% for the whole game. And I don't think that's true. I think a lot of the teams in the world are moments teams. And what you probably get at the top level is that you take your one goal and then you defend it out and you go home, or you take your moments and you're done with the game. The difference between maybe a Bafana Bafana and let's say everybody else, or the top teams, your Barcelonas, your PSGs, your whatevers, is that Barcelona scores their 3 chances there and it's 3-1, and we don't think more of the game. But in terms of a full game, that thing ebbs and flows, guys. It ebbs and flows. So I think the one thing we have to learn as South Africans watching football sometimes is that, guys, sometimes a match is won in 20 minutes and you go home. And a lot of the time when you're going to play these big teams at the World Cup and you play big teams elsewhere, they'll have a flurry of 10 minutes and they'll just be disciplined for the rest of that other time. And they'll win the game and go home. That is something that we have to learn. But in any case, let me go to Rista. Guys, please mute when you come in. Catman, please mute. I'm going to come to you. Rista.
Okay.
Rista, uthi ngale game. Rista, what's happening?
No, man, this game, bruh. I don't know the guys that bayenza kanjani uyilando first half, you see.
because really first half was a really poor game, and then secondly, like in the first half, they start something that I understand. I was a problem with centre backs. You see, centre back must have a centre back that have experience. I'm talking about if they were calling Osibisi, no Ndamane, we didn't have any problem there. Because one, but Ustole, I don't think he used, but when it comes Undamane and ezo supporter Mutiba, athathe as la centre back. Umuntu obeyenza ke lonto le ngumkwena. But now if ibingongomkwena bise ulantu uJayden benoyenza lonto le. You see, that's where ke ngoku bekufanele ba bendinida usibisi okay. Yena beza understand ba how can you mark, because the only thing I like usibisi, that's the only thing ayaziyo, the primary job yakhe. He forget those smart things, but no. The only thing he knows to arrange the primary job yake, to mark her, to defend. Sometimes we need I'm not bending when I'm saying sometimes we feel it's needing come. Not everybody be smart. You can't play with go Messi bonk. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. For example, we highlight Bebeyenza, the person that's failed, who is also who late this boy another centre back, even no Motaung late, you see.
Yeah.
But you see the one now, the ball is moving very nice in a good position zone because of Iniesta Uyenza very easy this football. You get what I'm trying to say? That's where we are something to do. I think it's a high time with Tole as a Shia now.
Okay. So Rista, do you think that Hugo Bruce needs to change the way that he's been playing? Because up to this point, he's been very successful with this way of playing. Do you think that it's the right time for him to try and play Lento Ikulmayo? Not to say that it's bad. I'm just saying that he's been playing one way. He took us to the World Cup. Should he be experimenting now?
I think Magachija, they're only individual players. You get what I'm trying to say? Because Aukwazu Faga is set up as center back, Zituzing an experience in front of them. Ufake Umdu Ongazoyazi role yake, which is Ustol. Because Ustol role yake, once the center back is split element side in, he must become as a center back inside.
Yeah.
Because but that's why they cost me chances in Jolandwana Uropero yakwazi ungena in between kwabo.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We are Mkapelo Uropero. We are figure ku center back then. You know suppose but afik. I don't know whether I'm trying to make a sense.
I'm going to let you go now, but I'm going to ask you prediction for you, score prediction. Okay, we'll come back. Let me go to Andile. Andile, welcome to the show. 64 minutes in, 1-1. What do you think of the game? What do you want to jump on?
Yeah, there's a couple of points I want to make, OT. I think maybe three. I'll try and summarize them quickly. The first one is that I think, as I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I'm not happy with like our analysis of games as fans. First thing is that I feel like we overanalyze football matches in a way that's like unnecessary. For example, the first half was us created about 6 or 7 chances compared to their 1 chance. The gameplay is generally pretty much better than they were. We just weren't taking chances. And the conversation moved from us talking about why we're not taking chances to what if we had this person, so-and-so is not working on the wings, the wing play is not working. It's like, but we created 7 chances, they created 1. So why are we analyzing tactical instead of saying what's causing us to miss chances? So that was the first thing that I picked up on. And then secondly, I think what we struggle with as a country, as supporters and as the players, we don't know what our level is. So what's happening is that we're starting games and we're playing, and we're kind of like waiting for the opposition to decide for us what level we should play at. Instead of saying, oh, these guys are actually not as strong as we are, let us turn up the gear and let's score 2 quick goals, and then we can play ball after that. And we're not doing that. Even now, we just scored a goal, and then we kind of dropped gears a bit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we kind of we wanted the goal badly. Now we got the goal, and now we sort of dropped gears, and we're playing at their level now. And then they go, oh, there's an opportunity to get back into it. So we lack that lethalness, like the attitude of players, and it stems across our league. You look at our league, look at the level of competition in our league. It's not that high. It's not that serious for us as it is for some other countries. And I think we need to get to that level where we're professional all the time. We see an opportunity to score 3-4 goals. We score 3-4 goals. That Dortmund game against Sundowns, Dortmund saw an opportunity. They scored 3 goals very quickly, 2 goals very quickly. So we need to have that element in our game where we say, yeah, we're on top now, but what does it mean? We need to get balls in the back of the net quickly. And we're not doing that. I think we're much better than Panama. We're much better than Panama. We just need to realize that, and we need to capitalize on that and play better football. And I think we don't do that enough sometimes.
Can I ask, Andile, I've got a theory that is the difference between the top and the bottom, you know. Sometimes you just score your 1 goal and you go home. You get your 1 opportunity, you score the 1 goal, you go home, you've got 3 points or whatever, you've moved on from the game. Or sometimes you get the 3 chances, you bury them in 15 minutes, and then you can relax for the rest of the game. Is that something that we need to learn as South African fans, players, teams, sometimes that, you know, that concentration, finishing, or being clinical, or even just understanding that this could be the only chance you get, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you're going to play versus Mexico and people are thinking you're going to be killed. Maybe you just need the 1 goal and then you play 11 men behind the ball and you live your life. Do we have that in us?
We don't have that in us. And I'm not suggesting that we should score a goal and sit back. All I'm saying is that football matches happen in moments. And I think sometimes our awareness of the moments are not as sharp as it should be. And I attribute that to the lack of competition that we have locally. You get guys who play for about you know, the lower leagues, just the lower teams in the league. What happens is that those guys, maybe because they don't get paid as much as the top 3 teams, those guys, when you guys drop your levels, they drop their levels with you. They don't capitalize. And so we get comfortable. So we're like, okay, no, it's fine. We can make mistakes and get away with it. And I think when you get to higher levels, there's a less window of opportunity for you to make those same mistakes. Because in Panama, we made 1 mistake, they scored. And now the whole complexion of the game looks different now. But now we get chances and we keep letting those chances go and not realizing that that's going to eventually come in. At the end of the game, basically. And we're now as well. We're creating chances, but we're not finishing them. We're not lethal. We're not like, there's no finality in our play, and we need that. We need that, and I think we're much better than Panama. Honestly, we like the ball play is much better. Like the decision making on the ball, getting into the final third, we're better. It's just that we need to capitalize on crucial moments in the final third.
Okay.
Andile, sorry about this. 2 minutes.
Rista, yes, I tell you, let me finish with everybody and then I'll give you a minute. Yes. Guys, I just wanted to comment here. Lau Foster just had missed a couple of minutes ago. I think when we're watching this game now, I like Apolis and Relay switching. And to go back to something I've spoken about, even in the Pirates games, I'd love to see that more often where Apolis plays a little bit deeper, because I think he's got a better pass than Nurile. And then up top, guys, this is the same Hugo Bruce that never picked Mabasa, that never picked Khanye Samayo when he was on form, that never picked the Reina that you guys are crying about now. My thing is that we all know what type of striker Hugo Bruce tends to enjoy, and you got to know the use of these strikers. That's the only thing I'm fighting with the Lau Foster thing, is that I don't see, you know, I often say you have to pick one. In South Africa, you pick one. It's either Abo Ride, Nabo Apolis, Nabo Mremi are going to score, or your striker is going to score. It's never both. So I think what's meant to happen here is that he plays a big striker who's a physical threat, who can push a defense, who can, you have to think about it. He's a little bit stronger, so when he's fighting for balls, it's a little bit of a fight. And then that allows the space for the other guys to score. But if you play a Mabasa, you have to understand that you want your striker to score. You have to be able to feed that striker. And unfortunately, guys, let's be honest, Abo Muremi, Abo Apolis to a degree, Abo Rile are not the best at feeding the strikers, if that makes sense. So I think Hugo Bruce just looked at it and went, you know what? I'm going to play a tall guy, I'm going to play a big guy, I'm going to cruise the defense a little bit. The only thing about him is that when evidence is on the pitch, usually, or what they used to do with evidence, was play that long ball, he wins the first ball. That's how he gets the ball to the others. If Lyle is just going to be running on the line and nobody's going to be giving him through passes, I don't know. Anyway, let me go to Catman. Catman 2013, welcome. Catman.
Sure.
Catman, what are you seeing in this game? Welcome.
Yeah, Aish. What I'm working first. What is I'm talking?
Yeah.
Yo. Untwarisa tho. What is I'm talking?
Obatabang, obata
no chance batantsa magopa no.
Okay.
Yeah, wabona neli ayasithola no tsantsatse no.
Le yena ikinkutswile.
Tsantsatse no tsantse re ntshele ndamane.
Yeah.
Ndamane. Yeah.
Okay. Mplele Catman. Starting lineup sa Bafana o ka kenya mang ko starting lineup ng sa
Mufuke ngithanda re dlala ka attacking midfield mo. Wabona? Yeah.
No, mara ke batla o tseba team ya hao e qale ko goalkeeper o kenya mang ko defending ko midfield ko wata ke batla utlwa ko scheme sa hao.
Yeah, nana ke nka dlala ka 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Ka dlalisa hone ne ya mseko keeping, ka dlalisa Modawu, ka dlalisa Oko Nembogazi, ka dlalisa lo Brimudika. Ka dlalisa ka mahari, ka dlalisa mokwena le Jordaan na Damse. Le Mofokeng. Ha fetsa ka more ke ntse sina police eze hafi. Wabona? Ha fetsa morena be win. Ha fetsa ka tsentsha le magopa mo.
Okay. So then ke batla go botsa ge ko ntwe ba buang ka Rinazi le Mabasa o naganang ka bona ko national teaming.
Mohona reina se wa nyake mara Mabasa yena. Chapo guy.
Okay, Cat score sa ring prediction.
South Africa ya wina mo 3-2.
Go kora mang?
Mofokeng wa kora.
Okay, no, Cat. Thank you, Cat. Let me go to Jabulo. Jabulo, welcome. 1-1, 74th minute. How do you feel about this game?
Good evening, my brother. Thank you for the opportunity. For me now, OT.
Yeah.
The boys, they are playing well. Especially first half, we created chances. I didn't see any problem besides the mistake that we did. I think most of the time, the mistake that we cause at the back, they tend to be a stumbling block for us. If we look back from AFCON, we did similar mistake and we were punished. I think we need to learn from this thing to minimize making mistakes, especially at the back. But the boys are doing well. They are creating chances. I cannot criticize them. Like, what else do I need? The only thing that I need is for them to be clinical in front of the goals. I think I can be critical to a player like Forster. Forster is this player here in South Africa that has been seen as the player that is raising a bar for us. Is playing in EPL. EPL, we know EPL is a good league. It's a competitive league, and it's a league that most of us we enjoy watching. but the guy doesn't show that he's playing in that league. Like he just come and take this bar below, I don't know, ground level. I don't know. Like this guy, I really don't know how to rate Foster. For me, I don't think he's supposed to be given a chance to play for Bafana Bafana. For the fact that he's playing in EPL, it doesn't give him a ticket to just walk in the team, because there is nothing that he offers for a team like Bafana Bafana. I think we have players that they can offer more. I'm glad that Songwana is back. Maybe he will give us something much better. But the team itself, the boys are playing well. The boys are playing well. I like the combination play that they are portraying, and the fact that now Adams is in and Mbata. Let's see this combination, how it works. Going forward, maybe on Tuesday he needs to start with this combination. But the boys are doing well. I cannot blame them. It's just that mistake. Bravo.
Is well going to be enough? Jabul, is well going to be enough going to the World Cup? How do you trust this team? Can you trust this team at the World Cup?
It's a difficult one, OT, because we cannot convert. So I think I cannot trust them, because we are not converting our chances. Unless if we are converting our chances, then I was going to have confidence to this team, because I can tell you the same team that is playing us, they are going to play Ghana, and I think Ghana is going to punish them, having players like Abo Semenyo. Semenyo will show Foster how it's done, because Foster cannot do it.
Okay. Thank you, Jabulo. Rista, I'm going to give you 30 seconds, but very quickly, we wanted to jump in.
Can I tell you something, OT? Whether Hugo he like it or not, he forced to be playing with Adams and Mokwena. He forced, because why? Look, he rest defense Adams in front of those two center backs. You see now, our two center backs, they don't have a stress, if you can see, because all the balls landed to Adams, and that Adams control where he want to play it. You get what I'm trying to say? Okay. I didn't see now a combination yake no Mbata. But definitely you will see when you combination yake no Mokwena, because he said that they will have the assurance of there is a person that doing a defensive midfielder. You see clean defensive midfielder, pure defensive midfielder. That's what I want, because this he's playing like an 8. I don't know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rista.
And secondly,
Rista. Rista, guys, you can't come back in, but I just for fairness, I want to allow everybody to just get a chance to give their thoughts as well. So if there is time, Rista, please come back. You know how it about Rista now. You know how it works. Okay, guys, 79 minutes in, 10 minutes left of this game. Here comes a counter from Panama. Here comes the counter. Oh, Bafana Bafana. Ripero plays it across. 1-2, top of the. Oh! Yeah, he hit the post. Hey, he hit the post. Number 21, I believe, who has just come in. No, he hasn't come in. Yanis. Number 21 just hit the post. 1 counter, 1 goal, 1 mind, 1 score. Mzwake. Uthini. Welcome.
Ipegile game aputwama yabona la Bafana laba. Yes, they are playing a friendly game, but they are not convincing. Angathi sokuya mix America.
Mara uyayithemba le Bafana Bafana phela akusi Bafana Bafana ye-AFCON 2023 le.
Yazi the way badlala ngakhona, I'm not happy with phela manje Hugo Boss needs to start working on the combination yakhe, not akusase ukuthi manje bhayela lo kakhulu kwenza. You must go for the tried and tested.
Guys, please mute when you come in. Yeah.
You need to go for the tried and tested. The combination yakamkwena no Mbatha iyamsebenzela. So what was the reason for a change namhlanje ukuthi angabadlalisi together? We need another thing.
To be fair, Mzwakhe, this is the same combination that got us third place. Yaya Stole and Mokwena.
But we can, but every time, even now AFCON, it's limazile the combination. It didn't work for us. And always when you put Mokwena and Mbatha, there's something possible, positive in Zagalai. So we need to put it. At this year, maybe instead of Abulale, because now he's killing the boys football. Because every time abantu bazoloba khala ngayo ukuthi uyayasithole, now you killing the moral mbana. At least give him a chance, maybe second half as a substitute, maybe he can come and do something better. While these two sebenzi laba abanye sebawenzile, because now every time communication yakhe noMkwena ayihlangani kahle ngoba mele ukuthi oyi-one wabo kube uyoncedisa ama defenders. Bakumkwena yephambili nawe uyaphambili uyaya akayenzi ukuthi abheke ukuthi okay lona uye phambili then mele mina ngisale ngikade ngincedise ngibe first line ye defense.
Yeah.
So here nje kakhulu into engikhala ngayo. Then another thing, Foster, we know he's a striker, but you need to learn ukuthi at the moment udlala nama goal scoring midfielders like eceleni kwakhe. Sometimes he has to take the pressure take the defenders away and give the ball to the other guys to score. Because ama opportunities amanya owamisa ekubeni ukuthi ngabe if bekaphasile he could have got a goal. Ngikhala ngaye kakhulu yena. Yes, he's not a bad that much of a bad striker, but iyacosta.
Okay.
Iyaphoqa kakhulu. It's not like it seems like akadlali EPL mbana. I don't know. Angazi mhlawumbe angayilandeli kakhulu team ayidlalelayo, but like
okay.
Fana ngathi nje is that's like ama defender ama player wethu la ku PSL abamesa 15 goals umuntu akore one game ayona.
For time Zaka for a champion. Let me bring it to Prati. 83 minutes 1-1. Orinka game.
Bra OT. Bra OT.
Ay, na kimnati man ke batla win mara kimnati.
Yeba bra OT. Kopa o ntone tele skipa sa Bafana ke a bona o heletse ka green po mtshalo tsa makopile na ile ke a lebella ko bankeng kwale ba nthabare ke 2000 ya no ke tsaba go nka 2000 ka re ke lona le mosadi ya 2000 ke a re ka Bafana se go ina World Cup na gana mosadi ya goraro a re ga tshwara Bafana ke tla ina World Cup a re o tshwanetse gore ke se kipa ka gore o feditse madi mo o reka dikipa ka Chiefs ya ina 2000 ka Bafana.
Baitse ena kit ena tshwantse a go rekele yona yena abe good msadi a go rekele yona kere
no wa gana bra OT o mpotsa gore no o nka a kira re madi a rona ra tlhakanya bra OT a gona gore ke madi a ga mamma o tla ka madi ke tla ka salary ya ka o tla ka salary ya ga gore a tlhakanya so ya no ha ke a tshwane ke ntse ke re ke a go reka mara ke se ke a go reka sa skipa sa Kaizer Chiefs since high performing ke ya no ke go kopile go go le re ke nge 2.5 ke go reka Bafana wa gana re lwana tota re it's not like Bafana ke go ile bra OT ra re ke le ke o ithekela sa ke tshose ka ke na tshole
o smatlele sa 300 Prati o reka ke wena man
bra OT aja to be honest I think Panama aya tla mo game. I think go tla ga Panama mo game e batletse go like ba batla go bona gore how can they defend against Mokwena the teams gore ba go tshameka le tsone. I don't think
wow actually
I don't think Panama it's the more it's go refer an open game. Open game. I think Babata go practice because of re go itumela re bona Bafana ba create the chances. Oh yeah, Bafana itso bile kae ka kantu kana Panama go ha ba is ba botlhale. I don't think Panama ba batla go tshameka an open game because of I think even Panama in go batla go tshameka open game. I think they ba go thola sengonyana mo game bra maybe game na go na balance no yana no e nna ekare it's Bafana so ke ipotsa gore if Hugo Bruce ya kra go tsala le Mexico so if Hugo Bruce game the player that no yana tshameka so I is the way era go tshameka ka one ja ka re tsala thodi a ka tsele era go tshameka le one le Panama bra because of ke one ntho e tshwanetse Hugo Bruce a di lebele gore a ra go tsala so if ra go tsala ka bo number 10 because sometimes wa gona makatsa re tsala go sena number 10 are oh it's a first game ke Mexico ena ifene kae if you tshwanetse re tlo tshameka ka maybe a re tshameka ntle le number 10 ja ka wa bona go kwa fono sometimes there were some games still on lala go sena bo number 10 so Hugo Bruce if o batla go prepare for World Cup gore ra go tshameka ya le Mexico tshwanetse a prepare no because of I don't think this is a friendly bra I don't think this team it's more maybe gore nya you want the result blah blah ra go tshameka in open game ra ba batla go bona di mistakes tsa bone and that's why ba re phikile because of we are African team against Bafana because of they prepare la go tshameka le the likes of Bogana bra uti.
Okay, no prati for time I'm gonna jump in. Yeah, Shimani anina buchiri. Stamachezi. Hey, Lonovo. Welcome.
Njan Prauti.
Imnandi man Lonovo. What are you seeing from this game?
Mina Prauti niti ango happy. And I think mina floppy. It color from decision making ya coach as a Pirates fan ngivele ngibe ne trauma ngathi left right hand centers na coach ana poor decision making. I think from the squad selection guy Hugo Bruce already because I remember there's a video that you said some players are not chosen only because of how they play, it's because of the influence they have on a team. But you as a coach, you should have the leadership capacity to be able to control certain players, right? And that's the nature of sports. Like even if you look at basketball, if you're gonna go off a little bit, you have teams like the Chicago Bulls that did a three-peat, bringing in someone like Dennis Rodman, right? Dennis Rodman was known to be a troublemaker, but they understood the value that he brought to the team. And there's certain players like our Nyakala or Timbinkosi Lodge. Because me, in my honest opinion, out of every South African player that is out there, OT, he's the best performing one at the moment. He's the one that is shown on a World Cup stage. He went to the World Cup and had Juventus name City having difficulty dealing with him. So leaving out a player of that caliber already to me is young Klupa, OT. And there's other small things like Usbisi and Osiyema play next to each other every week. Osiyema outperforms Usbisi. Yet Usbisi is the one on the plane. It reminds me of the time where Ufan Roy and Abomachulu were performing week in, week out. Marunyeko Mobi Begaham. A plane. So I think if foundationally your squad selection is problematic, then Namanje Bebakala a combination gas Pepelos Chole. In my opinion, I think his squad selection is problematic, it's inconsistent. The criteria, we can't even say what the criteria is on or so. Now, if you're looking at even our performances gas Pepelos Chole, they haven't been as great anymore. Okay, it's not 2023, unfortunately. And that's Nandaba Guchukale Portugal. Chinintes Nandabana, which can you perform? Because in my opinion, I can even think someone like not at least Stellenbosch would do better than Paperless Chole in the squad, in my humble opinion. So I think from foundationally speaking, if your squad selection already say shaky, then Uya Pambili already so Katie wrong. So already in the lineup also is over wrong. If you get wrong from the
So how do you I want to ask this, how do you balance then the success that Hugo Bruce has brought, World Cup, all of the things he's done, how do you balance it squad selection, because one could argue Uloch Begangeko at any point during that. Bekona Pesitao, Bekona, those type of people, he's taking us to a World Cup. Wouldn't that be him changing everything last minute, if that makes sense?
Success must come Hugo Bruce, as much as he's increased the level that we're playing at South Africa, his success is not just due to his management alone. Hugo Bruce came at a point in time where, because if you look at majority of his players are domestic, right? He came at a time where the level of the teams domestically themselves has increased. Sundowns increased their level, right? The bulk of the players come from Sundowns. They forced our Pirates to have to catch up, and those are the two teams where the bulk of the players are coming from. You see, Pirates went to a semi-final. Both of them went to a semi-final this season. I personally think Sundowns is going to win the Champions League this season. So Hugo Bruce has that, because Hugo Bruce is dealing with all-time Bafana players, right? I'm only 22 OT, right? So the Ama when I look at a Khuliso Motaung, I've never seen a player in that level in South African football. Maybe bega khona ngama 90s, mina benga exist. I was in liquid form. How about liquid form? How about Mokwena? Some of the best players we've ever seen in South Africa. Ikram Reynolds, some of the best players we've ever seen. So Hugo Bruce naye unaleon ntlanhla ukuthi he came in at a very, very good time, because these are all timers. We might say it's a bit early to say that, but when did you see, how many players do you know that have performed at Teboho Mokwena's level? How many bad performances does Motaung have?
You could argue the whole Sundowns team that won the Champions League. So we had a team that actually won the Champions League. Well, they were never used, but Aboteko, Dolly, that generation was incredible too. Isn't that a credit to Bruce to say, I mean, Sundowns has been close to the top of African football for the last 10 years, but it's only the three that have actually worked out with...
Yes, there's a balance, Uchi. Hugo Bruce angem discredit. Marangichi. It's not just Hugo Bruce. And you must understand, Sundowns not only are they performing at a high level, they actually have competition. We Pirates manje. So Hugo Bruce also has the Hugo Bruce actually has the privilege of choosing from two great squads. As opposed, because even in those 2016 days, we are Pitso athi besihlala sithu sibhekana emehlweni noManqoba. Is that the case now? During international breaks, me and Coach Manqoba, we look each other in the eyes. Baba be romantic. It's no longer the case. We still have players that, like Abolibone Siyama, that are sitting home that I think should be here. So it's a balance. But I think from his squad selection, Ungathi Uloch was not there during the whole process. But you look at other squads, these people who Deshwam comes from 2 World Cups, right? Begakonu Eketik. During those 2 World Cup finals, he wasn't there, yet he's in the squad. And is he necessary?
Loch is an older player.
Loch is an older player. Oh, then why is Tembazwane there?
Because he was successful. He's part of the success.
But then give Loch the opportunity to be part of the success. You can't ignore those performances.
At his age, yes. But for time, I think we'll have this conversation. This is a very interesting conversation, because it goes back to what I was saying about, I think there's a transition that's happening in Bafana Bafana, and unfortunately the timing of the transition is what is confusing some things and making it a bit tougher. But we'll have the conversation. Let me go to Matthew. Sharp. No, Matthew, welcome. 1-1. It's going to end 1-1. How do you feel about this game?
Sure, Mr. Oti. Yeah. I want to start with the question. Who gave Mahopa jersey number 17?
He gave it to himself. He's not retired. It's not Kenya Pirates here.
But do you know the magnitude of the striker that used to wear that? Yeah, Mr. Oti, ngilana nje ngikhala nje lethal. We are not lethal. Yeah, I know that Panama was sitting at the back, but we need someone who's a sniper, and that's the element that we are missing, and also we also need to let go of Uyaya. He played his role in the Mayakwedlalile Kotwa. We need to give other players a chance now, and yeah, I think even CBC wasn't playing today, but we also need to have someone. But above all, I'm really happy of the performance. Ocon was really outstanding tonight.
So where do you get this lethality? Because go PSL, we watch it every week. Are we expecting these players to do things that we also just don't see from them in general?
I think Madala is a true definition of someone who's task orientated.
Okay.
Madala, when he chooses a team, he sticks with the team and the method and whatsoever. Look at the people like Umabasa. Look at the people like the strikers like Ukhrobla. Mabasa has been scoring lately. You understand? And even when he was a Pirates, was scoring, but the coach wasn't choosing him. Look at Reyners. You understand? And for us to have Umahopa and Foster, it's really going to cost us, Mr. Oti. Yeah, my concern is just with the goals and also with Uyaya, Lapa in the middle of the park. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. For time, I'm gonna let it go, guys. 1-1. Bafana Bafana drew after a goal from Apolis that tied up the scores. Panama took the lead in the first half. Agent, I was hoping that your kicking of the hornet's nest has stopped now, but it's okay. Agent, how did you feel about this game?
Mr. Oti, football as algebra, man. I know some of us do those things, man, but as algebra, hey? X plus 1 equals to 2, therefore, it doesn't work that way. And for me, this is the lazy analysis that I always hear, that, if Reyners was there, he was going to score that chance. Was Reyners going to be there to start with? After Lyle was substituted, was there any other threat from our team? It's one of those Matthews chances. If it was Shaululile, he scores there, Shaululile had been there. So we might say he missed, but one, I can look at the other side of the coin and say he was dangerous. After he left the pitch, we're no longer dangerous.
Can I ask you something on that point, Agent? Are we say I have to be delicate because of what you said earlier, or they're gonna hate you. Are we seeing then that even though we transitioned from Hugo Bruce's normal ugly football and went into a football that was mobile, Mbata, Mufukings, Banban, everybody was running around, they were playing passes, but they can't get it over the line? Is that maybe a battle that Bafana Bafana is going to face here? That, Nimnandi, you're playing the ball, Jaden came in, all of those guys, but you didn't create anything. But then, first half, when Yaya was on the pitch and Foster and everybody, chances were created and missed.
That is the thing, that we like optics. When we like optics, like, hey man, as long as we play the ball, this nice, we are nice. But sometimes at the end of the day, it's just about did you create chances at the end of the day. So I think for me, it boils down to that. So I don't want to fall into the temptation to say, should X and X player be there, therefore we would have done better, And I always make the example that I know a certain coach, son of the soil, had Tempikosi Lodge at his peak. He had Shikabala at his peak, and he couldn't win CAF Champions League. So to take credit away from Hugo Bruce is being hypocritical for me. I think that's the point. And Mr. OT also, I feel like sometimes we have this Mkhulisi conversations with Lodge.
Hey.
How many times?
You're not allowed to say that name on this live, chat, on this show.
But for me, Mr. OT, how many of us watch the Libyan League or the Moroccan League? You know, are we judging him based on the performance in Club World Cup? Tiba scored. Does that mean anything? The club scored Club World Cup against Dortmund. Does it mean anything? You know, and that's why I gave people an intentional assignment and say the Libyan League is ranked 139 in the world. The Moroccan one is 100 and something also. He's playing in those leagues. And we may say he's shiny, but has he been shiny? Did he shine at Wydad before that Club World Cup run and after the Club World Cup run? He didn't. He's only shining now, you know. And in Libya, can we really put much emphasis on it? Also, question mark. And I say, okay, fine. Let me be fair to you and say, I will forget that he's playing in a league which is 139 and 100 and something. And I say to you, okay, let me compare him with Lyle Foster on the metrics of a 10. I don't compare on metrics of a striker, assist, or whatever. Chance creation, Lyle Foster playing the number 1 league, he creates more chances. He has more passes, he has more dribbles. You check any other metric of a 10, Lyle Foster, in as much as he's playing in the number one ranked league, another one is playing in a league which is 138 steps lower, he still outperforms him. As a coach, and you look at that, and you also consider the off-field behavior, surely it's a slam dunk to choose Lyle. You know, I'm one person that is not emotional, you know, and in my closing statement here, Mr. Uti, is this. It reminds me of the conversation we had last time that Sundowns qualified against Lupopo, last minute winners, qualified group stages in CLJ, beat Bamako, the Bamakan Heat without the Tembazwane. But the moment Sundowns lose, people be like, if he played Zwane, he was going to win.
True.
It's one of those, you know, that okay, we've been doing well without those guys, you know. And I'm ending with this. Besides the Egypt goal, is there any other goal that Lodge has scored for Bafana Bafana? And the answer is no. You know, so I think sometimes, yes, let's hate the fact that Lyle missed chances. Let's hate the fact that he could have scored today. But we can't hate the fact that overall he's a much better player than Lodge. And maybe that's why the other one is in the desert and the other is in Premier League. Thank you, Mr.
Yo, yeah, I'm not going to say anything to that. Let me go to Vutlare. Please close it for me, guys. Bafana 1-1.
Okay. Super. How are you, man?
I'm good and you, but you sound, what's happening to your sound?
I am at work. Just be patient. Just be patient.
I don't know if we can hear you. I can hear you because I've got earphones. I'm not sure about everybody else.
Okay, let me move like that. You'll hear me now. That's better here, eh?
A tiny bit, but let's try it and we'll see what the comments say.
Okay. So, I wanted to say, you see, OT, I love how it can put it, right? To say, as much as we can blame or say whatever we want to say about certain players, I want to put the Matthews example. Everyone hates Matthews, but how many players in South Africa can take runs and get themselves in positions where Matthews can be? Which makes Matthews dangerous to the defense than any other player that we love praising in South Africa. I'm going to mention names. Others are playing in the desert, but we are not there. So now you get Lyle. Lyle is a top striker according to South African thing, but we also have to look at how does he play, how do we play, what his effort in the team during game day, because I think we want to look at an example in terms of only scoring, but what else is he given tasks to? You always love to Umahopa to say Umahopa is not a guy that will score, but he's a guy that will make the team score. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you always say, play around Umahopa, you'll get goals. So the idea of Umahopa being in the team is for others to score. And then the idea of Lyle to be there is to boss around, be dangerous, make the defenders not comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
Because you can't have another player that would make the players comfortable. Fine, we want to Renner. Can Renner find himself in positions that Lyle finds himself into? Because every player's movement is about his intelligence, his abilities to find themselves in right spaces, reading the game, reading defense positioning, and you know where to run to. That's why I always say, for me, I rate Matthews highly. I'm just using him as an example, compared to others. Matthews, he misses. The reason why he misses a lot is he finds himself in that position, and because of his intelligence. So I think we are just not being fair, and I want to agree with Agent for the first time today. Channel, good analysis of the game for him. So I think we need to accept what it is. But the big question that I have is, are we ready for the World Cup?
Okay. We're trying for time. I'm gonna jump in. You guys, why are you guys asking questions at the end of this thing, Maradani? Okay, guys, here's my thing. My thoughts are gonna be out in an hour's time on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere. But I think what's very interesting, what was most interesting for me in this game is that I think Hugo Bruce has a huge problem on his hands. And the huge problem in his hands is that this transition is going to be forced. So you might be forced to transition out of Tole and start playing that different type of football. But then do you do it now going into a World Cup? Do you blood in those guys now? And the other balance that you have to think about is also, guys, what Hugo Bruce has been doing up to this point has been winning. We're in the World Cup. We are a feared team CAF AFCON, partly because of Stoleba, right? So that's why I'm saying that I'm one of those people, and to borrow from what Agent said, I'm one of those people that says, look, man, your job is to get the results. So your results must be the results that you get when you pick the things, the people that you pick. And up to this point, you can't argue with Hugo Bruce and the results that he's gotten with the people that he's picked. I think one of the biggest things Hugo Bruce has shown us is that, guys, sometimes you don't need stars across the board. You don't need to have 1 million stars, guys. You don't need to have the Loches on top of the Zwanes, on top of the things. We saw that before. Teko was on top of KG, was playing in England, was on top of Shabalala, was on top of this one, and there was Benny in the mix, and there was that one, and that one, Ita. And no one did what this team did. I think we're also being a little bit unfair, and I've said this before, on Lyle Foster. If you watch the first part of that second half, he ran through. There was a couple of times where he was trying to make those specific run. Yes, he missed. There was the offside one that he missed. But that's what feeding a striker looks like. And that's probably what he's more suited to. So if you're not getting those balls and you're asked to play something differently, then how do you balance it? How do you balance having a striker that does that? But then we know in SA, the wingers score, the attacking midfielders score. Those are the guys who score in our leagues. So now you need somebody who can do those things. You need somebody who can facilitate for those guys to come into the game. You saw Umahopa. Immediately he walks in, Ronan starts playing the long ball. He's winning the first ball. And then now it gives Aborile a chance to fight, right? But also, if we're being honest, first half was Aboyaya, Abo Foster, as Agent said. Second half, Sfage wonke abomnandi, abombata, abosbanbane. We didn't create chances. So that's why I'm saying that it's a very interesting balance here. That Hugo Bruce pragmatic play has gotten us up to this point. Tina sisafuna ubumnandi for example, even though this has been winning, and now you watch a game where you got your relay, but Adams, Apolis, I think, was still on the pitch. You got all of those guys. Chances. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. I'll see you on Tuesday because it is international break. I'll see you on Tuesday when we do the next Bafana Bafana game. Like I said, my thoughts are going to be out in an hour. If it's your first time here and you have not followed, please follow. And then, guys, I'm going to make the announcement about the link to the group and how you get into the group and things like that. I just needed to reorganize that on the YouTube side. But, guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Thank you guys for coming here. Thank you guys for jumping in. Shout out to Agent Damlelo, TS, Tyler, the Citizen, and Wendy for the gifts. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, Agent is going to go live. Agent is going to go live now. So Agent 007 SA right now is going to be live to speak about this. Talabona, guys.